This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
I'm like just totally zoned in on stand-up now and having to really like pushing it and working it and stuff, and you know, because I was writing for so long. But Greg Giraldo once said years ago, I don't know if you ever heard of him, he was really funny, he died from drugs. But he said that, he goes, well, when I was first saw comics when I was younger, most comics would say, oh my God, I want to do what that guy does. He goes, I thought, wow, these guys are so bad, I could easily do this, right? So sometimes, like now, after I'm writing stuff, I need to get a feel, I go on Netflix. I'll name names later because I don't know who Patrick rolls with, but I'm watching a couple of these. I'm watching a couple of these, bro, white males, and I'm like, I'm fucking great. Like these people, I mean, they're clever at best. If I went to see a comedian and you said to me, I want you not to laugh no matter what, and if I can easily do that, you're not great. Like Cat Williams, I'm going to laugh. That fucking dude, it makes me laugh. You know what I'm saying? Even if I said I'm not, at some point I'll go. Sometimes I'm watching these people and I'm like, where's the nightclub feel? Where's this? Well, I don't feel anything special about seeing you here. I just feel like you're rattling off what you got, you know? Like I saw, first time I opened with Brian Regan. It's at a theater, right? And he did a new bit, and it didn't get a big laugh. And he looks at the crowd, and he goes, it's a new bit, folks. And then he leaves it, he goes, appreciate the feedback. And, like, it died, right? And I just thought, and he comes off, I go, Brian, you do new shit at a theater? And he's like, where else would I do it? I mean, it's what, you know? And it was just great. It was great. It made me feel like, oh, that's why I paid and came instead of watching it on TV. So, you know. Sometimes I'm afraid to do, bro. Last thing I want to say, I'm afraid to do new stuff on stage if I don't like just something I think is kind of funny. But I know it's not as funny as like a well-crafted bit I have. But I shouldn't be comparing it to that. What it is that bit isn't is it's fresh and in the moment. And what's that worth? You know?
Well, you know what? You bring up a good point with these specials and Brian Regan. So Brian Regan does a new joke in a theater, and it doesn't go as well as he may have anticipated, and he apologizes for it.
And that's hilarious.
Yeah. And even the apology and the feedback line is funnier than what you're seeing now on Netflix. I mean,
yeah,
on Netflix, a lot of these comedians, or wherever they're at, HBO, wherever they're at, after a lot of these jokes that they're doing, they should be apologizing like Brian Regan. The whole show.
Yeah, the one person I was watching did one of those sort of jokes where they said, you know, you can't do what I'm doing right now, folks. And I'm watching going, I think the guy in row 3 to the left wants to go up right now and finish this shit. So...
Yeah, they say the comedy today is better than it ever has. And yes, the accessibility to comedy and podcasts and stand-up is probably far greater than we've ever seen it. However, I would debate the quality of it is not up to par. For example, if you're taking the NFL, and all those guys in the NFL are, you know, weeded out through all the shit and got to the highest level of playing, is everybody in the NFL great?
In some capacity, I think so. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I don't think you're making an argument there the wrong way, bro. Everyone in the NFL is great. It's unbelievable. They're athletes. They're insane. I mean, not counting the kickers. Not counting the kickers.
I don't think everybody in the NFL is great. I mean, if that was the case, we would see, I mean, excellent football at a high level where there was not. I mean, come on,
what? That's not what you're saying. I mean, you obviously watched my Jet quarterback last week, but other than that, you're seeing high level all around.
Listen, they would have to in the NFL, they would have to eliminate, off the top of my head, 5 to 8 teams in order for the NFL to have the cream of the crop.
Oh, you're talking like when you see two of the best teams in the league and you see them playing at a level that's like, wow. So you're saying if you only had 8 teams, it's like the NBA. You could do that almost in anything.
Yeah,
if you really whittled it
yeah.
down. Can
Yeah.
you imagine? That would be wild, man. If the NBA had like 5 teams. Phew, man.
I mean, listen, Tom Brady now, I guess, is kind of fallen off his horse and maybe not the elite quarterback he used to be. But if you took a Tom Brady at his prime and then you took the worst quarterback in the league, that's a huge, huge discrepancy, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, in order for that gap to be eliminated, you would have to start eliminating teams to make the worst quarterback in the league be
right.
Not Tom Brady, but almost there.
Well, that's a delicate dance. You don't want to cut me out of the fucking stand-up guy. You know? Listen, but if you're done with this conversation, it's gonna be you, Seinfeld, and Kevin Hart, and Chappelle doing stand-up. Jesus,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
Guys, did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross.
Miracle Brand offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent 99% of the bacteria and require 3 times less laundry.
Wow, these sheets would be perfect for a college kid. Are you kidding me, man? I put them on at the beginning of the semester. My mother comes and peels them off for Christmas. Using silver-infused fabrics originally developed by NASA. Oh, my God. They're using fabrics that NASA used. Miracle Brand sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long.
So you get a better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with natural silver that prevent 99.9% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresher 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors, people.
Listen, I use these sheets, man, and I don't even know if I'm legally allowed to say this, but Jackie gets night sweats, hot flashes. They've been lowered. I'm not going to lie to you, man. And we don't even do that bed air out I always tell you about, Sebastian, where we keep the bed aired out before we make it. She's like, oh, it's fine. You can make it because you got the miracle sheets on, baby.
There you have it. Jackie Correale has night sweats. They've been eliminated.
Listen, guy. I don't want to get in a lawsuit situation. Listen.
Now, miracle sheets are the perfect gift for your spouse, friends, or family. Now, Pete, let me ask you, if I sent over sheets for Christmas, what you take?
If you sent over the sheets for Christmas, December 25th, I'd be sleeping on them that night, all right? You know, there's other people in my life, if they sent over some sheets, I'd be like, well, next time we paint, I don't have to worry about the floor getting paint droplets. But
who doesn't
miracle
want a
sheets, are you kidding me? What a Christmas gift.
Who doesn't want a better sleep and a luxurious feeling bed sheet? And since these come with 3 free towels, they make towels. You get 2 gifts in one just in time for the holidays.
That's telling me I get the sheets delivered to me, then I send the sheets to someone as a gift. I give the towels to somebody else as another gift. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Clean sheets means less bacteria to clog your pores and fewer breakouts and other skin problems.
Go try miracle.com/thecast to try it today or gift it to someone special this holiday season. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Save over 40% and be sure to use our promo code THECAST at checkout to save and get 3 free towels.
And Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund.
Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Brand. Go to use the code to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off to treat yourself, a friend, or a loved one this holiday season.
Thank you, Miracle Brand, for sponsoring this episode.
All right, let's get into Halloween. We're coming off of Halloween here.
Yeah.
And first off, let's start with you. Did you dress up?
Well, I did not. Let's get right into that. Your outfit. Let's get into your Halloween costume.
Now, what I want to know, when you saw my Instagram post, I want to know what you and Jackie were saying behind closed doors. I want the honest. Like, someone had to see it. Either she goes, Pete, get over here, look, or you said, Jack, look at this. So what was the conversation?
Honestly, when we saw that, first thing Jackie said was, do you think they bought the crib just for the costume? And I didn't notice the crib. So I said to her, and now we weren't looking at the photo because I just kind of noticed you. I go, what do you mean the crib? And she goes, well, you wheeled it out. I go, maybe it was an old crib that they just converted. And I go, I think, isn't that like for charity that they do that, where it's like a fashion show anyway, but with costumes? And Jackie goes, I think that was in their house. I said, oh. And then I said, because I never dress up. And Sadie and Jackie, we all got in a photo yesterday, and they're like, you never do it, Dad. I'm sorry, I'm saying yesterday, folks. We're talking about Halloween. That we're just doing this now. And I just put a black mask on for the costume. But, bro, I honestly, and it's just me, you're a great dad, and all the other dads with me were doing it, but I just feel for my kid, when she gets older, it's going to mold her more and have an outlook on men more because her dad didn't wear a costume on Halloween. I mean, and I know your dad was not even around. So it's like so the opposite of your own dad. Our dads were working, you know? And now you were dressed like Baby Finch, the guy. You were a giant baby.
Okay. Listen.
Yeah.
Lana loves Halloween. Loves dressing up, getting the kids dressed, what have you. Am I a big Halloween guy? Before I met Lana, I wasn't dressing up for Halloween.
Right.
Okay? Not only was I dressing up with Halloween stuff with Lana, and it wasn't every year. I remember one year I was Santa Claus and she was Mrs. Claus for Halloween. But since we've had kids, it's accelerated to a level that, is. Listen, if I was looking at me 10 years ago, I'd be, look at this fucking idiot. I'd be making fun of me. Right?
Well, I wouldn't say idiot at all, dude.
No,
it's not that. Why? Nah, every dad around here does it. And they all do it, man. They're all costumed up. Yeah. Well, listen, Jackie loves Halloween as much.
Listen. But now that I'm a father and not knowing how the kids get excited and whatnot, I got a video that I didn't even put up on Instagram, which is more private, where the kids saw me for the first time as a baby, and they were fucking happier than shit. Daddy's a baby. Daddy's a baby. Now, contrary to what you're thinking about, my father dressed up on Halloween. Now,
whoa. Oh, at work.
At work. At the salon. Now, my sister and my father had a conversation yesterday. And my father said to my sister, you see your brother as a baby? And she goes, yeah. He goes, that is. My sister goes, weren't you a baby? Didn't you dress up as a baby? He goes, I did. But it wasn't in public. It was at the salon. My sister's like, the fuck? It's public. It's work. You know, so you're out in public. You know. Nah, but he was out. You know, he was out and he was outside.
You can't win. You can't win an argument like that. I mean, by the way, it brings up a great side note. I feel like I'm getting a superior cut if I come in and my guy's in a costume. It's taken away from the cut. I feel like he wears what he wears to cut hair, so he can cut it just perfect. Now he's got like a bib. He's moving a bib, giving me a half cut because the bib is getting in the way from the baby outfit. It's
yeah. No, I hear you. Like if you go in on Halloween for a haircut and your stylist is dressed up as a bumblebee, I figure I come back tomorrow.
I absolutely. When you got more arm movement and the wings aren't messing with your stability back there, absolutely, bro. I mean, but you can't win an argument like that. That's absolutely,
Yeah.
But
so he wasn't
now
happy with it.
But now your boy, now your son, who so freaking adorable, bro. I just had to add that on my own. Stunning boy. Like, this kid's going to be a problem when you get old. He's going to be doing Aramis commercials by the time he's 18. I feel like now, daddy's a baby. But then when he's 13, he's going to be like, wow, my daddy was a baby. He's going to remember it, and it's not going to be that. It should be, I remember when we all get dressed up, my dad was just always in regular clothes. Total man.
Yeah, so
I don't have a leg to stand on, bro, but that's just my mentality. It's crazy.
So
my own daughter was like, Dad, come on, you never get dressed up. I was letting her down now, but I think to build her up later.
Yeah, so you're worried about the pictures when the kids are looking back and going, look at Daddy, what a pussy. Ain't or whatever they're gonna say. I could make another argument though. I could make an argument. Sadie's 25 years old, and she's looking back, looking at your pictures, going, look at mommy, how much she cared and wanted to dress up, and look at my fucking father in his flannel on every Halloween, just totally the antithesis of any type of joy or happiness.
That's one way of looking at it. But I'm thinking this, right? She's like 22. She's dating some guy that a bit of a metrosexual, not totally my type of guy. And no kids, no nothing, going nowhere. And it's Halloween day. And he's like, let's wear costumes, and she's like, why? And he goes, well, we should just get dressed up. It's Halloween. And then she looks at him and goes, I think this is over, and that man gets sliced away, and then until she finds a real man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just weave it, like the guy, kind of guy that wears a Santa hat the week before Christmas. You see him in a red light for no reason, no kids in the car or nothing. I don't want to marry that guy. Fucking wreath on the bumper.
So you're equating dressing up in any type of outfit as being not manly.
Unless you're going to a Halloween adult costume party, then go hard, baby, go hard. But listen, and I know I'm ridiculous with that. My own friends were here and they were in costumes with their kids. They look great. They were having a ball. That's just my mentality, man.
Okay.
I don't want my kid to see me that vulnerable for that long, walking around like a baby for 4 hours, guy.
Okay. No, I hear you. I could relate to your point of view on this. As far as the preparation on that outfit, the crib was purchased for the sake of the outfit. It wasn't an old crib. We didn't have an old crib laying around with wheels, so Lana purchased a crib And then we're going to donate the crib, for those of you watching and wondering where the crib, we're going to donate the crib to a family that needs a crib. All right, because
Nice. What kind of wheels did this thing have? I didn't see the photo. A family that needs a crib. Is it big wheels?
well, it was wheels big enough to get you on a sidewalk and roll it down the sidewalk. The intention behind the outfit and the theme of the outfit was Lana was a mother, I was her baby, and the kids were Care Bears, so they were they were going to be in the crib with me, and Lana was going to push me and the kids around the neighborhood trick or treating. That was the intention. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. We did go to a costume party, and it's funny. I don't know if this is going on in your area. You're probably not seeing this as much as we are here in Los Angeles. But growing up, you just went trick-or-treating in the neighborhood you lived in. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And I don't know if this is nationwide or this is specific to Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, you have to go to the neighborhoods that do Halloween. Like, my neighborhood, they don't do Halloween. If you rode around my neighborhood, you wouldn't even know it was Halloween.
Come on. I thought that's where you went. I was actually going to say those roads are hilly, and that must be crazy wheeling that thing. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. There's homes right there. They're all over the place. I can't believe that. That's weird.
My community is not really a community. And I told Lana, I'm going to spearhead a change in the community when it comes to the holiday season, because it's a shame that we have 81 homes in this community, and we have to get in a car and go 12 minutes away to where there's a neighborhood who cares, right? So
right.
We're invited to this party. We had to have the crib taken over beforehand because it was too big to fit in our car. We had someone that we knew with a flatbed truck. Had to take the crib to the house. So the crib was there upon our arrival.
Right.
So I get out, right? I get out of the car, getting the kids ready. I come up to the party, and right off the bat, the outfit's a hit. Right? Now, I wasn't expecting this type of reaction. I didn't even know what the hell I was going to be until like a week ago. I go, what am I? Because I don't, I just asked Lana, what outfit you got? Oh, you're going to be a baby.
Back to man territory. I love it. Yeah, exactly. At least a week out, you still didn't know.
Yeah. And then Lana was she decorated the crib. She put my name, the letters, the hot glue, the whole thing. The awesome. Sheets. She gets in that. So
it's awesome.
I said, all right, I'll be a baby. I go, I'm not. I go, it's going to be cold. I'm going to be walking around with a diaper. Oh, come on. It's going to be fun. I was resistant about this. All right. I'm like, but then I'm like, all right, I'm doing it for the family, doing it for the kids, the whole thing. So if I don't participate, it's going to look odd. So anyway, we get to the party right off the bat. Oh my God, the baby. Now the party don't even know about the crib yet because the crib's off in the garage. So we get the crib out, and I gotta tell you, bro, oh my God. You know, like when somebody goes to a Halloween party, I've been on the other side where the outfit's amazing, and you're like, this is a nice. I was on that side of people wanted to take photos, people wanted to get in the crib, or it was
right
a ball. Now, the whole thing with me and the kids in the crib wasn't going to work because, as you said, it was hills and whatnot. So we adjusted, and I just basically took the crib around while Lana and the kids were doing the trick or treat. I was rolling up at the crib, and I was, just kind of solo. But a friend of ours, he didn't dress up, and his kids and his wife did. And bro, I got to tell you, stuck out like a sore thumb.
Absolutely. That's a party. You can't go without a costume to a situation like that. That's not what I'm talking about. Although I did have a party we have a party every year here, and I was the only one not in costume. But I got to say, when the parents get back, they all come to our house. We have a party every year, and then they all go trick-or-treating. When they come back, they lose the costume, so it's only really for trick-or-treating. Now, you stayed in the baby thing all night? All party?
Stayed in the baby thing the whole party. So we got to the party around 5:30 and we left at 7:30. It was a 2-hour thing. It wasn't like
Is there a contest?
No contest. It was just they said, "This is your home base. Trick or treat, do whatever you want. You want to come back here?" They had like a hamburger truck or whatever. So that was just like a place to go. Kids were there, parents were there. And I gotta tell you this, man, this was a nice neighborhood. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, nice neighborhood, nice homes. So the first house, trick or treat. Right? I'm by the sidewalk with the crib because I couldn't go up the driveway. It was rocks or whatever. Kids come out, bro. They're giving away movie style candy. Caruso comes back. Wow. He's got a package of like 15 red vines. You know, like what you get at the movies, right?
Yeah.
His bucket, you couldn't fit anything in his bucket after the first house. The red vines were taking up the whole bucket. I mean, what happened to the Baby Ruth fun size? You know, they're passing out bags of M&Ms and $100 savings bonds. It was unbelievable. You know, it was the amount of candy that they, and we only went to about 7 houses. It wasn't like when we went trick or treating, bro. It was a 3-hour thing. We were going everywhere, filling up the thing. It was a lot of candy. This was like 7 houses, trick or treat. But I got to tell you, the look on the kids' faces when they get the treat and they come, look at what I got, look at what I got. And Serafina wanted a red vine. And, you know, I'm like, I wanted to inspect the candy. Yeah. But on the flip side, I'm like, who in this neighborhood is putting fentanyl in the candy?
Right. Well, that's on the inspection. Really, what is the inspection? I just hold it up. It doesn't look like it's been opened. Have at it, kid. You know, we're gonna open it up, put a magnifying under the chocolate, going, oh yeah, it looks like something was sprayed on there. Don't go near this. You know.
Listen, growing up, you knew what houses. Just based on the outside, you just looked at it and go, we ain't going to that house for candy.
Sometimes I used to like to knock on that one just to see. I'm dying to see the inside of this shithole. Hopefully someone will answer. You ever get the house, they weren't even expecting anybody. They go, oh, let me go see what I got. See what you got. What, do you go into the fridge, get me a fucking pickle, lady? You either got a basket or you don't. They come back with a handful of pennies and shit, and Lee's got a tear in her eyes. She's just so glad somebody knocked on the fucking door, you know? Oh, God. But, bro, I'm like you, too. Growing up, I'd have to go back sometimes from, like, I'd say 9 to 12 years old. I'd have to go back and do a drop-off because I couldn't hold my load. And the other thing I remember, too, growing up, whatever candy we got, our parents gave a quick look, and then that shit was in my room under my... Like, I'd pop a fucking Tootsie Roll at 8:30 in the morning before the bus stop for the next 3 weeks, right? Now, we take that shit away from our kids, you know? Make them beg for a fucking Whopper.
No, growing up, it's quite the opposite on my side. My family was so worried about razor blades, right? That we had to dump our candy on the table, and literally my mother had a razor blade, and she would cut the candy. I mean, she would cut a mini Baby Ruth. I was eating fucking pulverized chocolate. I mean, it was crumbs by the end of the. She's like, all right, that's good to eat. Good to eat. It's in smithereens. What the
Oh, that's that Italian nurturing, bro. My mom was Irish. She'd go, give it a nibble and see if you feel metal. Fuck. So every time you want a piece out of your bag, you give it to your mother. She'd put it through the shredder, and then you could go... And then
she was cutting, bro. She was cutting gum. It was a fucking gumball she was cutting. Like she took a hammer and smashed the gumball and go, okay, eat it. What?
Oh God.
Oh man.
Oh man. You know, I don't know what your parents would have did with fentanyl. Forget it, man.
Oh, yeah, no, forget it, bro.
And they're like, listen, we're gonna send this to the lab. You can have it in November when it comes back.
So you left a little voice message. Did you have any instances with kids coming up to your house?
We have that neighborhood where everybody comes to where we are, bro. I really accidentally embraced Halloween this year. I mean, my wife and kid love it, and we have a party every year. But the night before, Jackie and I watched the original Halloween, and then every Halloween, all the kids and families, they meet here. I order a bunch of pizzas and stuff ahead of time so they're ready. Then everyone goes trick-or-treating, take a big photo on the porch, and then everybody goes, and I man the porch, loads of candy, because people come from all over neighborhoods and park. And dude, you look down my block, it's like right out of Halloween. Leaves everywhere. I got a pile of leaves. By the way, a couple of 13-year-old kids came by and started jumping in my pile of leaves and throwing them around. Whew, boy, God, that was a tough pill to swallow. I had to grab a fucking Reese's out of my own basket just to calm my nerves. You know, I mean.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Do you have the leaves? Why do you have a pile of leaves? Just for the
town gets
aesthetic
them, put them out
of
to
fall?
The curb. No, I blew them all. The town comes and scoops with the truck and sucks them up. But the truck guy didn't come that day yet. So, you know, these kids are jumping in my leaves. But, you know, I didn't want to ruin their moment. But a couple things I want to bring up. I had one kid come up, and what I would do is we have the fun size, all different kinds of stuff. And I'm always like, take more than one. First I said, take two. And then I realized, oh, that's coming out like, take two. So then I changed my line to take 2 or 3. You know, you can't just take one. You got to fill up. Kids. It was great. In between every kid, I'm doing one hits, making sure the porch is clear before they come back over. And I'm like doing interaction with every kid, right? And these kids are so, you forget, you know, because they're so young. Like there's 2 boys. They're like 13. There's 3 boys, right? And one of them's they all take the candy. And one of them's, and I put it out. I go, grab what you want, you know?
I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off here, man. I'm not into this like self-serve shit.
Well, I got a lot of different things in there. I got Nerds, I got Fun Dip, Baby Ruth, Heath Bar Snickers. Yeah.
You as the homeowner are responsible for reaching in your own tin, taking out 2, regardless of what it is, and putting it in the kid's basket. You don't.
Right.
This ain't hey, pick. This is, you do it.
I get a kick out of the stress in these kids' eyes when they get up there and they're like, oh, God, and they're doing the quick dig, and then they got the kid behind them going, hurry up. And, bro, it's also a study on the candy. Fun Dip is the Fun Dip is gone in seconds. Fun Dip and Nerds, these kids. I go take 3. They're taking 3 Fun Dips. You know, with the little white stick that you go like that.
Yeah. They make Fun Dip in like a mini size.
Well, it's a single pouch with 1 stick. You know, so
okay.
And that's a good. I hear them go Fun Dip. And one kid, he was a cool kid. He was 13, right? And he grabbed something else. It was like 1 Fun Dip. I go, you didn't see that Fun Dip? And he goes, oh, man, oh, thanks. You know, and he grabs the Fun Dip. But now I'm thinking, what if the Fun Dips are the ones that got the fentanyl? And then these kids are going home to the parents going, he was plugging the Fun Dip. He was on the porch going, take the Fun Dip, take the... Yeah. No, stop plugging it. I'm like, take what you want. But then a mother leans over, a little, looks like she's had a share of candy bars. We'll put it that way. And she goes, I go, take 3 or 4, kiddo. Fill up. You can't go, you got to get that bag filled. So the kid takes like 3. And then she goes, he could say take 4. Grab a Heath ball. Mommy loves a Heath ball. Grab that for me, right? And he grabs the Heath ball for her. It don't even make the bag. He does a turnaround handoff. She's munching on the Heath ball before she gets to the end of my driveway. Am I a hot dog stand right now? I mean, this isn't just a food mart here, lady. At least humor me and pull it out of your kid's bag 3 doors down.
Yeah, no, you can't. Listen, it's an unsaid rule. You don't open up candy that you get right in front of the homeowner. You just don't eat the candy right there. You take that, and if you feel like having it, you do it on the sidewalk. Because you can't come up to another home eating candy that you already received, in my opinion. That's just how we had it.
Really?
No,
a couple of these kids, I hear you. You got to put whatever someone gives you. It's got to hit the bag. That's a given. This is, otherwise it's more like a, food pantry giveaway. At least let it hit the bag for a second. But, these kids kept coming up, mouths of candy already in their mouth. It was great, all polite, but one kid in particular, there was a bunch of them coming up, and then he was alone in between a pack, and he comes up and he goes, trick or treat. I look at the kid, I go, take 2 huge handfuls just for saying trick or treat. Nobody's saying that. Load up, kid. Load up, kid. It was like, so,
yeah,
it was fun though. I mean, some of them don't wear costumes.
I'm not into that either. You don't wear a costume, you don't get it. You don't get a treat. Here's what I used to do when I used to pass out candy. This was at our old house. I used to give out the candy, but I used to hide what I was giving you. So, like, we had a bunch of little fun sizes and whatnot. So I would go in, I would get whatever, a Snicker and a Baby Ruth. I would cup it like this and put it deep into the bag and drop it. So they didn't even know what they were getting because when I used to give out a Snicker bar or a Baby Ruth or a Twix, whatever, sometimes I would get, I don't like Twix. This ain't Walgreens. You know what I'm saying? So in order to I would just hide the candy, and the kids would like, oh, what did he give me? You don't know what I gave you. Get off the porch. So
that's it.
Yeah, I miss handing out candy, and this is what my sister and I were talking about. If your neighborhood does Halloween and all the kids are out, as a homeowner, do you have a responsibility of passing out candy? In other words, leaving someone behind. The way my sister does it is my sister and the husband take the kids, and my mother mans the house. So my question is, if you don't have a grandmother, you don't have an aunt or whatever, does your kid and Jackie go, and are you responsible for staying at the house and passing out the candy, or can you go with them and leave your house dark?
I feel like exactly what your sister said. I mean, I purposely have to stay behind. I used to be able to go because my mother-in-law would sit here. Even on Neighbors, they got a kid, and the 2 of them went, and the other ones, she goes, my mom has to stay back to do the candy. This one's grandma is. So I maybe that's why certain neighborhoods get known as the neighborhood to go, because everyone knows, people will always be there for that. But I don't know, how does that work? Does that, do you have to be a fan of Halloween? Like, if you're a guy and you own a home, right? Let's say by yourself, and it's like 5 o'clock, and you usually go to the gym, and then you get some dinner and bring it home. Do you go, I gotta go home. Someone's got to be able to hand out the candy. Or do you go, I don't know, kids, the hell do I give a shit? Like, what do you think?
And I have to call my father on this, because I think my father's one of these guys that's shut it down, like lights off the whole. It's like this is the problem I got with Halloween is these houses that go completely dark on purpose. Like every other night of the week, there's a light on in the house, in the kitchen and whatnot. But all of a sudden on Halloween, everything goes dark. And it's like, all right, they ain't home, right?
Yeah.
I think that's my dad. I think he shuts it down. Although I got to ask and double check. But as a homeowner, are you responsible for handing out candy regardless if you have kids or not? I don't. I do get mad at the houses, though, that don't have the lights on and don't do it. But I also get mad at, and I don't know if you saw this in your neighborhood, the house that goes too far with the Halloween, right? Like we were walking up in a house and the guy had like a coffin on the lawn, and then it was motion detected. So when you passed it, like a skeleton popped out of it. Now,
Oh, come on. It's awesome.
it is, but there's a certain age that don't leave us. Like Caruso is just at that age where he's like, but like if you got a kid who's 2.5 and he's going up there and a skeleton pops out of a coffin, that could mean therapy for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
That's true.
There's a lot
that's
of
true.
these houses that it's like you go up and it's got like they had this house had 2 skeletons right at the door playing banjos.
I've seen those in the store. They're unbelievable. If I had throwaway cash, I'd love one of those things. Right? I've seen it, right? They sound good.
It's good, for an adult, but I'm just saying some of these kids were like, "Geez, this is a little too far." But
I feel like we get away from that though now. I feel like, and I know what you're saying. Young kids, too young, you can't scare them. But there's not enough. My kid's 9, and I'm saying to Jackie, like, she went as a mime. She did want to go as a vampire, but she went as a mime. There's not a lot of scary in Halloween more. It's just like costume, candy, but where's the, my mother-in-law used to dress up as a witch, and when you come up to the porch, you'd look like a statue, and then she'd come to life and freak the kids out. Yeah.
That's aggressive. Speaking of aggressive, and I'm going to ask Patrick to pull this up. I don't know if you saw this story. This happened about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. There was a daycare, right, where every woman in the daycare dressed up, and they came out and scared the shit out of the kids. So much so where I think they were arrested. Hey, Patrick, do you have this story? I not only want you to see what they dressed as, to see in your take on it, and I should have done this prior. It just hit me now that I just remembered it. But I want you to take a look at the mug shots on this.
This morning, the daycare workers seen in this viral video scaring the very children they're hired to take care of, now facing multiple charges for their actions.
Holy shit.
Okay. Now, Patrick, do you have in your research over there the 5 mugshots of these women? Now, your take on it, I think the kids were like 2-3 years old, and they came out dressed as, I think that's from the movie Scream, with those Scream masks, right?
I have one of those. They're frightening, those masks. That scream that the lady was doing,
yeah,
on top of it, that's child abuse.
Right?
I mean, you're freaking these kids. The only way that would be acceptable, you come out, you go like that with no noise, you just go like that. Kids cry, you whip it off. Just joke.
The kids
and
start
then
crying.
maybe you keep your job. Maybe you keep your job.
Okay, now here they are. Now, take a look. Now, if I went to a daycare and these 5 came out to greet me and they said, we're going to be taking your kids, I get back in my car and go 90 down the street.
Bro, it's no different than stepping in for a cold beer with Dahmer after you already smelled the dead meat. It's the same thing. By the way, if those were my daycare, and I know some hacky AM radio DJ already said this, but I'd be less scared when they put the mask on. Did you see them faces? Holy shit. I'd be the first day I'd be able to get my fucking oatmeal down when you put the mask on. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Kudos to those women, too, to be able to do crystal meth and remember it's Halloween. I mean, that's impressive. That's when you got nowhere else to leave your kid.
That's it. Listen. I know that you need childcare, but goddamn, I mean, you got to interview to school before you drop off your kids. All right, this is our edition of the Halloween episode of the Pete and Sebastian Show. We will be back next week. Thank you for tuning in. I had a great time discussing this stuff. And Patreon. Go to Patreon, $5 a month.
Join it.
Get an extra episode, some behind-the-scenes footage. I know people are going, where's your podcast studio? I'm asking the same thing. Where is this thing? But it's going to start construction shortly, and I'll take people on a tour of what's going on there. Pete and Sebastian Show. We will see you next week.